Ogun got to talk tonight. The son of Ogun got to talk tonight. The son of Ogun got to talk. The son of Ogun got to talk tonight. The son of Ogun got to talk tonight. The son of Ogun got to talk tonight.
Yo. What's happening? Happy Saturday. Tavo, what's happening? My brother Vyasa, my brother Zane. What's happening? Happy Saturday. I hope the weather good where you at. I hope everybody feeling good today. Football on. The sun out. The heat wave done moved on. I'm feeling good today, man. Always, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. One of the most impactful, entertaining, insightful, hot take. One of the most opinionated shows on YouTube. The Black Brown Table. Yes, sir. What's happening? Oh, you know, man. Finna get into this shit. If anybody can see, man, I got Hosea Williams right up at the top of the screen to the right, man. What's crazy is that's actually a presentation that I did, and I made that flyer on a presentation that I did that I never put out for you guys because I never edited the shit. Man, I got probably an hour, about an hour presentation, man, that I did on Hosea Williams, man. No kissing. I never put this shit out because I never edited it. Yep. So if you look up to the top of the screen, man, usually what the Black Brown Table logo be, man, I use the Hosea Williams logo, man, because like I said, I got a presentation on Hosea Williams, man. And if you're from Atlanta or you're not from Atlanta, man, Atlanta, Georgia to be exact, man, Hosea Williams is that figure that you should study, man. We showed a part one yesterday of Hosea Williams' documentary. The name of it was In His Own Words. Oh, let me turn it down, my bad. I don't know if it was picking up on my mic, but today we're going to finish that documentary off with part two. Like I say, man, you ain't got a motherfucking shadow show. All I need for you to do is just throw on this motherfucker up. Thumb up the video. Thumb up the video. And do that for your boy, man. And you feel good, man. You feeling good. You got paid, man. And you got 50 cents, $2 you can donate to your boy. Do that, man. Oh, and if you in the city today, man, I will be hosting a kickball game today. Today, I will be hosting a kickball game. If you in Atlanta, man, DM me. I'll give you the information. I might have reposted the flyer. If you on Instagram, go to my Instagram. I'll repost it. I will be hosting the kickball game today. I want to give a shout out to the Black Brown Table. As I always say, everybody that's in the chat, everybody that thumb up the video, everybody that watched the video, you are the Black Brown Table. No cap. Zane, y'all know y'all part of that motherfucker. Decent Tavo. Vyasa. Y'all is the Black Brown Table. Because without y'all eyes and without y'all clicks, without y'all views, without y'all support, shit, we wouldn't be nothing, man. No cap, man. I don't take for granted, y'all. And I never let nobody ever disrespect nobody on the Black Brown Table. Not on my watch. I don't know what been going on Black YouTube. I really don't give a damn about Black YouTube right now. Shout out to everybody, man, who I fuck with. And who fuck with the Black Brown Table. Shout out to my crew. Shout out to Coach. Shout out to TK. Shout out to my sister Netta. And shout out to our honorable member, Proof the Story. Shout out to Gullah. Shout out to Doja. Man, shout out to everybody that fought with the Black Brown Table, man, and support us. Like I say, man, I got a whole goddamn presentation on Hosea Williams, man, that I actually need to put out. That I do need to get it edited. And coming soon, man, I am a part of another show. I give my other show a shameless plug, man. It's a couple of us. The name of the Sacred Streets, and it will be releasing of the Atlanta Ocean Festival. I might post a link here, but the name of it is the Sacred Streets, man. It's a dope podcast that I'm a part of. I'm one of the co-hosts of it. And we got real good topics, man. Shout out to the Sacred Street cast, man. Shout out to the whole Sacred Street producer, the whole Sacred Street team, man. Shout out to y'all, man, for real. But what I'm finna do now, man, before we get into the documentary, man, y'all might hear my little girl up there sing. You know, she's Beyonce. So what I'm finna do, y'all, before I get into the documentary, man, this might be the first time ever what I'm finna show that has been shown on a YouTube show. So we got I found a live phone call from one of our radio hosts. One of our popular Atlanta radio hosts, and I listen to a lot of talk radio archives because I love talk radio. And Hosea Williams called in. So before we get to the documentary, I definitely want to run this first. It's very entertaining. I hope y'all listening. So check it out. Let's roll.
Gentlemen, it's my distinct and humble pleasure to bring to the microphone and airways of News Radio 640 WGST to bring into your homes one of the veterans of the civil rights movement, a man who ate many meals, not only with me, as this is it, but with Dr. Martin Luther King, a man who went.
Whoa, my bad. Hold on, let's do this before we get started. This is fair use. This is fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. We are not a monetized channel. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use only. All the videos I'm showing is fair use only. Fair use only. Fair use only. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. This is all commentary. For fair use is used and permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing non-profit educational or personal use tips and the balance of favor of use. Okay, y'all, I had to get that in. My bad. All right, let's crank it up.
To the mountaintop, a man to bring to the microphone and
giving us the time, trouble, and legality for the final chapter of ridding y'all off the face of the earth. Your solution to our problem is greatly appreciated, so keep selling us your soul. Thank you.
Yahoo! And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct and humble pleasure to bring to the microphone and airways of News Radio 640 WGST, to bring into your homes one of the veterans of the civil rights movement, a man who ate many meals, not only with me, as this is it, but with Dr. Martin Luther King, a man who went to the mountaintop, a man who white folks would rather not deal with and pick Andy Young to deal with when they would send the Right Reverend Hosea Williams into their town. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring to you the Right Reverend Dr. Hosea Williams.
Red Fox, may I speak to Ralph from business?
Jose, how you living, Jose?
Lord.
Good, my brother. I know you living large, all them chilies you ate. You know, that was a record plate that you had, man.
It's a record plate?
I'm serious. I ain't never seen him just pull the chilies on top of the table, you know?
Well, I just know that, my granddaddy lived, he got 97, he loved chilies. My grandmama lived, and she got 92. My mama's still living, she's 91, and all of them was great children eaters.
But God bless them, Reverend Jose. You know, they probably would have lived to be 200 if they left them chitlins alone.
That is never played before. This is a call on the talk radio show. Hosea Williams called in to the Ralph from Ben Hill show. He was one of the most popular black talk radio show hosts in Atlanta. He helped shape the culture of Atlanta politics, of Atlanta black politics. This guy, Ralph from Ben Hill. Let's go.
So I'm trying to load up. Ralph, I had to call your show because, I've been ill. I was shot through the hip 1944 in World War II, and things never worked like they work now, but I'm up and going now.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I want you young guys to really step forward because the police are maliciously murdering black people in this town.
How can you say that, Jose?
Now, because the police job is to protect not only our property and our pursuit of happiness and liberty, but our life.
But we had a chief that was a dog, John Inman, and he was actually sending his men out killing folks. But how can you say that this is happening now when the brothers are in charge?
When they go in that punch and that shot just loosely at random and kill an innocent 8-year-old child, and they didn't find no drugs, to tell you the truth. I went and checked it out. And they could have waited till this guy. They'd have never done that. If that had been a white family. Now I'm telling you, like they murdered that man the other day over there on Hamilton Road. The man had a butcher knife. 8 policemen can't arrest one man. If you give me a 38, I will arrest him if he ain't got no but a knife. They shot that man in the heart. They could have just as easily shot him in the leg or in the shoulder. And they would not have done it, I can tell you right now, had that been a white man.
You know, I said the same thing. If that had been a little white boy, you'd have had Neil Boyce and everybody out there crying with violins, raising money for the funeral. But since it was a black boy, they took the murder out on the whole family, talking about it was the mama's fault and the daddy's fault.
So what we got to do, I just got to get back out in these streets. I don't have any choice. The other thing on is...
Jose, you too old. You and Joe Lowry and these other brothers, y'all need to sit down, my brother, and let the young bloods take over.
Sit back, and y'all ain't done nothing about these recent murders, so I'm coming out of the hole. Now, the other thing is, Bell has been a friend to me, but if he's going to be chief of police, he ought to be praised when the job is done, but he must take the condemnation when the job is not done.
I agree.
And Bear out here riding around in that doggone limousine.
With that fancy suit on.
He acting just like he's a movie star. He better singing and preaching and get these policemen. Tell you another thing, Ralph. Too many of these policemen setting up and check fire.
This is a Black Brown Table exclusive. Black Brown Table exclusive.
Come on, kill a person. Now, I want to blow your mind with one other thing, Ralph.
All right.
Ralph, I was hoping Duke would win.
I was too. People thought I was crazy when I called
I was
them.
hoping, Ralph, that's the only way that other people are going to come together with a Duke. But when somebody tell me Duke,
They talk about David Duke. If you know who David Duke is, look up David Duke.
the most racist governor in the history of Georgia was Lester Maddox.
That's right.
And I can run it down. I won't take your time, but anybody challenge me, I'll call you back. We got more out of Lester than any governor in the history of the state.
I made that point
And
Saturday.
if you go to Alabama right now, and you said something about George Wallace, he appointed more blacks and gave blacks more state business and helped the blacks. I'm telling you, those people can tell you, but the other thing get me, Ralph. Look at all the crime in the black community in New Orleans. Look at all the drugs. Look at all the teenage pregnancies. Look at all the employment. Hell, Duke ain't been in office. It's been the Democratic Party. It's been the Republican Party. We're allowing the slave master to continue.
Hold on, bro. When I talk politics, I tell you, we ain't no motherfucking Republicans. We ain't no Democrat. There was November 17th, 1991. Listen what the Honorable Hosea Williams say.
In the black community in New Orleans. Look at all the drugs. Look at all the teenage pregnancies. Look at all the employment. Hell, Duke ain't been in office. It's been the Democratic Party.
True.
It's been the Republican Party.
You hear that?
Woo! It's showtime! The son of Ogun got to talk tonight. The son of Ogun got to talk tonight.
And we aligned.
The Democrats, the Republicans, they don't give a fuck about nobody black. Let me catch this phone call. Here we go.
The slave master to continue to mislead us. Man, if Duke had got elected, I'm going to go down and got them black folks together and turn that state upside down with the right side up.
You need to rest, my brother. You need to sit down, rest them lips, and rest them hips. You got troubles ahead with that crazy district attorney out there. You handling that case?
Well, let me tell you about that, Ralph. He bit off more than he could chew.
Say he picked the wrong nigga to mess
He
with.
picked the wrong nigga to me. I'm a fighter. And I'm going to tell you, Ralph, he came at me so viciously. Ain't nobody in this county ever been tried for a felony. And he indicted me for 2 felonies and 3 misdemeanors. And Ralph, I stopped when I did, but I stopped and I told the guy, some Reverend Hosea Williams, man. And I said, without talking with the guy, but Ralph, the guy was going to fight me. I'm 65 years old. I said, you hit me, I'll kill you. And I wasn't lying. I ain't going to be scuffing no young dude out there. And when I got angry, I did leave. All right, I'm guilty of a misdemeanor. Ain't nobody ever been tried for a felony. And indicted me for 2 of them. Ralph, the other damnable thing, the law he tried me under, Ralph, was passed by the Georgia legislature in 1990.
Just passed the law for you.
Listen, no, Ralph, no. It was passed in 1990. It was repealed in 1991. The legislature. The law was repealed in this winter when the legislature met.
Well, my brother, you got my continued support.
Well, let me tell you this. I'm going.
All right.
The real reason they want me off that commission. Black people are 42% of DeKalb County.
Right.
DeKalb County is the richest county south of the Mason and Dixon line. It's the 3rd richest in America. Where black people are 42% of the county, Ralph. We getting 4% of the money.
Uh-oh.
And every time they come with me, something, I say, that's all right. I tell you, thank you very much. But until my people who elected me over all opposition, we get our fair share of this money, I'm going to raise some hell out of here.
Keep doing it, my
Ralph,
brother.
we are 42%. There are 7 commissioners, not 1 black.
And they're trying to get rid of that.
Man, I'm raising some hell out.
We were out there this weekend watching Morehouse play Clark, and they got a beautiful thing out there at the Camp College out there, the football field. I looked over the woods, they had a soccer field. I looked over yonder, they had a pretty green baseball field. Y'all got the Camp County laid out, but it looked to me that the white folks is enjoying everything out there.
And another thing, we got South, most of these people out here came here with industry.
Right.
They got all kind of degrees. You got one of the best qualified black population in DeKalb County, and you got any county in America.
And they laying back letting the white folk run them. Reverend Dr. Jose, we got to go. I want to thank you for checking in.
Bless you.
God bless you, my brother. You stay in control out there in DeKalb County. Coming right back to your call, Alan Smyrna, Bob, and Kamala.
All right, man. I just wanted to goddamn get into that, man. You know the show. How long he been fighting, man. So let's go on and get into what y'all came here for. Let's get into the documentary, man. Part 2 of In His Own Words, man. Hosea Williams. Civil rights activist, ambassador of the poor, and an entrepreneur. So, you know, man. Let's go on and jump straight into it. Ain't no sense in hesitating.
Well, you know, when I was at Morristown College, I waited table out at East Lake Country Club, which was one of the most celebrated country clubs in America at that time. And I was aware of the racism. We used to get off right here on the corner, off the bus. If you got off that bus, you was black, you went to one of 3 places. You went out to East Lake Country Club to work, or you went in the back of some of these white folks' house to work, or you went to jail. A lot of times we would be on the corner waiting on the bus, and if you walk across the street, the cop would come, nigga, where you got, nigga, you bet you could that. And I never did forget that. So when I brought my family back to Atlanta and decided to give up science as a career and go into civil rights with Dr. King, I began looking for a home. I had these 5 kids, and we looked all over Atlanta. What had happened here was that there was a big family conflict in the house that I purchased. It was only one other black that lived on this street, and that lady sold me that house for a price you'd never believe. It was really tough. The guy in this house, behind the house I purchased, he would call us niggas all day long. I remember one day he hollered at me. I had my wife, and I was a lover of yards. I had the most beautiful yard, flowers. People coming from miles around just to look at my yard. Ex-farm boy. And I remember one day he hollered at me. He said, "Hey, nigga." And I had my wife in church. I was in the yard working. My wife said, please don't let him get to you. "Hey, nigga." And ain't you that nigga Jose? So I finally looked up and I said, "Yes, sir, I am that nigga Jose." He said, "Well, I want to tell you one thing. A lot of these white peoples are running out this neighborhood, because this really was an exclusive white neighborhood. A lot of these white people are selling their home and running out this neighborhood because you moved in." I was the second one to move in. At that time, DeKalb County was less than 2% black. And he said, if you start talking, he said, "I want to let you know one damn thing, nigga. I was here."
Hold on. Now, if y'all just heard the exclusive that I just played, He said when he moved in, the cab counter was less than 2% black. The radio interview I just played, he just said the cab counter was 42% black in 1991. So from what I forgot what year he just said. So from the year he said he moved in, or he didn't say the year, it was less than 2%. Now it's 42%. It was 42% black in 1991. This was a prominent black neighborhood in Atlanta for, everybody that's not in the city.
Before you came, and I'll be here when you're gone. I talked and said, I want to let you know one damn thing, nigga. I was here before you came, and I'll be here when you're gone. And I looked, I said, you're gonna be a long-living goddamn cracker. And my wife said, please. She's out begging me because the kids was there. Baby, you're breaking every rule I have. What happened was, when they built East Lake Meadows out here, and people tried to get me to fight East Lake Meadows at that time. And I couldn't fight them because they were poor people. They're building these projects. But they put out here 900. They built 990 units. And it all but destroyed this community out here. Where if they'd have put 200 units, 200 in Buckhead around, we would never known they were there. But that 994 families, East Lake Meadows, the low-rent housing project, became America's #1 crime community. And it pretty much destroyed our community. Now it's really being revived, and I don't think nothing can stop it. It's become now, again, it's becoming one of the most celebrated neighborhoods, in these houses selling for what is just totally unbelievable now. Baby, you're breaking every rule I have. I never believed that because I didn't see how one could be viable and relevant in civil rights and in politics at the same time. That's why Dr. King never would even think of accepting any type of a political position. But after getting into Atlanta and blacks being elected and not seeing the change that I thought should have been brought about by black officials, I began to get more and more concerned. So I ran. The first time I ran, it was just a protest because this white candidate was endorsed by blacks over another black. And I ran as a protest candidate, and it was amazing the little money I spent and the large amount of votes that I received. So I finally decided after a while out here that I would challenge our state representative. He was very, very popular, supported by big money. And I ran the first time as a write-in candidate and did fairly well, but the next go around I ran as a candidate, and I defeated this gentleman and ended up spending 10 years in the Georgia State Legislature. And I was convinced, I was there that long, that one of the greatest political enemy of black people were the elected black officials up there selling out. And one day I remember that we passed the bill. It was an insurance bill. And at that time, you only had about 18 blacks in the general legislature, the Georgia legislature. And we passed this bill by something like 4 or 5 votes. And we were so happy because a bill that would help poor people. And the Speaker of the House, who presides over the House of Representatives, called a recess. And just as sure as I'm born to die, those insurance companies went out in that lobby and bought off enough blacks. And we went back in session. The Speaker called the bill back up, and the bill was defeated. And I jumped that day and cussed everybody out. And they said I was leaving. and I resigned from the Georgia State Legislature. Somehow or another, I got the feeling that I could make a sizable contribution by being a member of the Atlanta City Council. And so then I ran for the Atlanta City Council. And really, I found big Uncle Tom's of the Atlanta City Council. Then I left up at the state legislature. So I gave that up. And a real conflict came out here. I only had one person on the DeKalb County Commissions. And that commissioner was imprisoned. And I ran against the black candidate that the power structure had chosen. And I defeated him, which made me the only politician in the history of Georgia, and that stands today, that have held all three positions. I was a city council person. I was a county commissioner, state legislature. No other politicians ever been able to do that in the history of Georgia. Also, I'm the only person in the history of Georgia have won a political position in the state legislature from prison.
Baby, you're breaking every rule I have.
At the last retreat that we had with Dr. King, he enlightened us, and he kind of made me angry because at that time I'd been in jail 85 times, and I could name you some 15 or 20 of my friends had been murdered in these various demonstrations. And Dr. King kept saying to us, we have gone around the mountain long enough. Now it's time to come in and enhance the land. And I found this, I don't understand what you mean, Dr. King. I don't follow you. I get the impression you're saying out of all the beatings and the jailings and the blood spilling, all of the civil rights activities, we have only been on the perimeter of this civil rights movement. And he said, Hosea, you held it long and I thought you could, but that's exactly what I mean. And he went on to say that black people in America will never, never be free. Never. Just by wiping out racism. If black people wiped out every vestige of racism in America and totally integrated every aspect of American life, they would not be free. If black people will never be free, and he said it with such an emphasis, until we control our fair share of the economy, that our society was economically driven. The politicians make the laws and they implement or they supervise the implementation of the laws. But these politicians do what those boys with that money said do.
I don't know what year they will film. We'll see. I see what year it will film. Hold on, let's see. Let's see. 8 years ago. No. Well, shit, I don't know. It was way before then. It probably when they put it on. Because this is website, Hosea Hips. So I don't know, bro. I don't know what year. I don't know what year it was filmed, though. They probably just uploaded 2015. Because I think January 5th is his birthday. So.
And that's when he said that we must shift from the civil rights demands into the economic demands. He also said in that meet that if I do not change, they're going to get me. But I cannot change because I know I'm pursuing God's will. And he said that when they get me, they're going to be very surprised because get me will not stop nothing. He said, I want you all's commitment, because the power to free black people is not in Martin Luther King Jr. It's in this team that we put together. And I want you all to promise me that if they get me or when they get me, you'll never let them break up this team. And I guess like Jesus was talking, he told us what they would do to try to break up the team after they murdered him, after he was gone. He said they're going to try to give some of you all the most prestigious and highest paying jobs in politics. Don't take it. We're going to try to give some of y'all the most prestigious and highest paying jobs in private industry. Don't take it. They're going to try to get some of y'all to start your own national organization, become competitive.
He's breaking down what happened to the black politics, black politicians after the civil rights movement. So when people are always saying, God damn, we can't get nothing passed for us. And this will basically he's showing you he's talking about the blueprint Dr. King told them about what would happen. The man was Dr. King was that guy. I'll never be around no Dr. King slander. I don't want to hear nothing bad about him.
SCLC, don't take it. And we promised him that. Of course, we didn't keep the promise because that's what failed SCLC. The person that was in King's inner circle deserted the organization after his death. And that's what made, I don't know, be honest about it, black people today are worse off in America than we were 35 years ago. Because not only have we not gained our fair share of America's economy,
Okay.
we have lost control of the economics of our communities.
Hold on.
And that's across this country. Not only
Hold on.
have we not gained
Let's run this shit back.
our fair share
How many
of
people in here? Hold on.
are worse off in America than we were 35
The
years
5
ago.
people watch.
Because not only
How you feel about what he's saying?
that's what made I don't know. Be honest about it. Black people today are worse off in America than we were 35 years ago. Because not only have we not gained our fair share of America's economy, we have lost control of the economics of our communities.
Shit.
And that's across this country, not just in Auburn Avenue. It's true in Harlem. It's true in Boston, Washington. And it's been amazing to me that the white power structure obviously came to their senses and said, stop repressing them, stop rejecting them, open the door and let them come on in. And black people unwisely throughout this nation went out through white America and spent all of our money. White America did not reciprocate, did not spend hardly any money in the black community. And the black community across America went broke. That's what happened to Auburn Avenue. And it's really pitiful that the blacks that we got in office, in many cases, they became the house niggas, product of the white power structure, which resulted in them becoming a bigger enemy to the people, just as big an enemy, in some instances more enemy to the people, than their white predecessors. And that's why today it really hurts me. The number of people died, black and white, getting us the right to register and vote. And the vote turned out to be such a negative to us. Evidence of that after we got the voters' bill and had scope and did all the registered people to vote. They elected a black mayor in New York, a black mayor in Chicago, a black mayor in Boston, many cities. And today, they all again have white males because those blacks got in office and sold the black people out and became.
Let that sink in. Let that fucking sink in.
Today, they all again have white males because those blacks got in office and sold the black people out. And became, well, if you check, like in Atlanta, where they elected all these black officials.
This why this guy was my hero. One of my heroes. Didn't bite his tongue at all. Long live Hosea Williams, man. No kizzy, man.
It only results in economic growth for a black clique, the black upper class, the black few. The masses became more poverty-stricken than they were under the white politicians. So it's been the hell of a tragedy when so many people bled and died to give us the right to vote. And the vast majority of the blacks that we voted in office became a puppet with a white power strip.
God! God!
And died to give us the right to vote. And the vast majority of the blacks that we voted in office became a puppet with a white power strip.
Baby!
Black politicians have become the enemy of the people. The same ones that motherfucker was in the ghetto with you, who went through systematic oppression with you. When he get in that office, guess what he say? Fuck you, nigga.
You're breaking every rule I have.
I really believe when Maynard Jackson first took office, I really believe he had good intentions. But after he got in office and served 4 years, he and his associates became money thirsty. And the elected officials of Atlanta began to feed the black community economic crumbs. That major money went to those white establishments. And I'm convinced that they promised Matt Jackson and his associates a viable economic future. But the masses of the blacks was left out. And the whites still controlled, I would say, 85% of the money that's made in the city. And it had been kept in line. It didn't change when Andy Young became mayor. And it didn't change when Bill Cameron became mayor. And it has been hurting because you realize you never had a mayor in Atlanta that was raised in Atlanta. Every single one of them was migrants. And they didn't know how Atlanta truly became Atlanta. I don't guess they're interested. But the black community in Atlanta, Georgia, which for ages was one of the richest black communities in America, today is one of the poorest communities. And it was done under a black dominated control administrations. If you go down there now, it's just hard for a black company to get a contract from the city. A few black companies, they pick just a few, and those are the ones close to the mayor. But the masses of black companies, they are totally left out. And it's a planned program thing. It's not by accident. It is definitely by choice. And the black politicians, as I said, they have become an enemy of the people. I just, because what I've been trying to preach to black people and they don't listen to me, it's all right to listen to these black politicians during a campaign period. But our roughest time with them should be once they get elected, until they serve that term, demand that they carry out those promises they made. And they just don't do it.
Baby, you're breaking every rule I have.
Atlanta truly amazes me. They have diminished the black economic power here. And I just don't see blacks being able to gain any economic power in the white communities or white areas that would be any significant. For instance, even today, I said we had Auburn Avenue, blacks had Auburn Avenue, and the white folks had Peachtree Street. Auburn Avenue has been demolished. It's been economically destroyed. And it was not accidental, it was intentional. It was planned to destroy it. But at the same time, today in Great Atlanta, the economic, I'd say, center of Atlanta would be Peachtree Street. Auburn Avenue is gone. I don't know a black on a single brick. Not only a building, I don't know a black on a brick on Peachtree Street. And that's the problem with affirmative action. The blacks who got in office, and that's one thing that contribute to politics being so economically controlled. Almost in instance, he who can raise the largest amount of money gonna get elected.
Bro, this man said this shit. Do you know that's the problem right now with politics? It's corporate ruled. You heard him? The man who can raise the most money right now is gonna get elected. So if you know anything about politics, that's why they want to get money out of politics. If you know anything about what's going on right now, what the fight is for, this man said this shit, man. Walk with me.
And that came.
Hey man, if you're looking to hear about Jesus, you're looking to hear about the Egyptians, this ain't the channel for you, man. The Black Brown Table, we talk about motherfucking Black American politics. We talk about Black American heroes. This is what we do. Shout out to motherfucking MBK. Shout out to Each One Teach One. They gave us the blueprint, and now we building on it. Shout out to them, boy, man. Shout out to Rawborn, Sister Carba, Sanel, Truth the Story, man. Big up to the bros.
Came out of the money out of the campaigns of black politicians, but I've been out there from the Congress down to the city council. Black politics at this juncture of our life have been a great failure and a disappointment.
Baby, you're breaking every rule I have.
I believe in a lot of those old sayings. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but just words will never hurt me. The flag is just words. It's wrong. I'd like to see it's corrected, but that's a hell of a lot more wrongness in many other things than that flag. I can't believe how easy it is to organize black folks to massively demonstrate against the flag, but you can't hardly get in them to demonstrate against all this unemployment and all these corporate executives. The biggest enemy, has been the biggest enemy, certainly these corporate executives, the biggest enemy of America today, because they have closed down plants all across America and taken those plants to Saigon and China.
What's going on right now with the UWA? UAW, my bad. They striking right now. Why does the CEO make $30 million, bro? $30 million. Then the CEO behind that made $20 million, $22 million, $21 million. Huh? The biggest enemy to America is corporations. That's who fund the senators. That's who fund the congressmen. That's why we can't get comprehensive legislation or comprehensive bill passed. You think they blocking the George Floyd bill? They blocking the John Lewis Voter Right Acts. Come on, man. Niggas talking about Democrat or Republican. Man, fuck both of them. Black Americans have not had their fair share in America when it comes to economics. What reparations mean? Reparations mean repair. But it ain't finna come from Donald Trump. It ain't finna come from Joe Biden, whole ass. Come on, man. We gotta wake up. Talk to him, Baba.
And have these products produced and bring the products back here and sell them for the same thing if they'd have made the products in America. That's the thing I want to fight. I want to fight prisons are just
talking about make America great. Hosea Weems talk about make America great. Make America great. We ain't talk about that racist shit, that Ku Klux Klan. We talk about make America great by getting rid of these corporations, funding these senators. That's why we ain't got climate change. That's why they goddamn defunded the EPA. That's why it's shit in our waters. That's why it's forever chemicals in our waters. That's why the ocean is hot as it is. Come on, man. That's why we losing the mulch down in the Gullah Geechee area on the coast. Water corrosion. Come on, man. Coastal corrosion. My bad. I said it wrong.
It's unbelievable how young men and young women don't have much of a choice other than to violate some law. They go to prison. They're treated like hell. They come out. They're right back in prison. One of the programs I'd like to start has been really worrying me. These young men come out of prison.
Man, I stand with any work. You know, man, I'm pro-worker. I'm pro-union, man. I was part of, but I went into management. I'm part of my local, 713. But I'm management now, so I got out the local. But I still support. I still stand with my union workers. Right now, up the street from me, my local Starbucks is on. They striking right now. I stand with them workers. I stand with the UAW. Bring the motherfucking 4-day work weeks. Bring the 32-hour work weeks. It studies out right now that shows it's not less production with 32-hour work weeks. Shout out to all the workers, man. Shout out to all my construction workers. Shout out to all my truck drivers. Now, I'm going to tell you the shaddies. Shaddies, man. Shaddies, I stand with the union. The Black Brown Table stand with all workers. We are pro-worker. Fuck these corporations. Get these corporations out of here. Get these corporations out of politics. Get rid of the dog money.
With these felony convictions, and they can't find a job nowhere. They give them $25 and one suit of clothes, and they're about ready to go back to jail in 24 hours. But it's really sad how America is lying powerless companies like China to destroy the viable economics of America.
Baby, you're breaking every rule I have.
I'm happy because all through history, individuals that made viable, relevant contributions, the vast majority of them was never realized until after their death. I probably receive right now more credit. I probably got 500 awards around the country. So I'm one of those Christians that believe that my gratitude will come to me once I'm dead and gone. I'm not worried about what they say about me here. I'm going to do what I believe is right and godly, irregardless what they say about me. You know, in this town here, they used to say I was the greatest thug. I was the biggest gangster. I was the biggest alcoholic ever walked Atlanta streets. Well, they really began to understand now it was nothing but prosecution. You know, because I couldn't be controlled. And in Atlanta, you know, there were two things that Dr. King wanted to do before he died. And he's
what we see right now. We talking about a prime example right now. When he said he couldn't be controlled. Who we see right now in the news dominating all the sports world, dominating all the news outlets? Deion Sanders. You can say what you want to say about prime time, but he can't be controlled. And we can get into the Jackson State shit if y'all want to. I stay on, even though I got to get ready for the kickball game. And we can get into the Jackson State shit if y'all want to.
seriously. He said racism was an international fact. And the only way you could deal with it is deal with it internationally. So he wanted to get all the African leaders to meet with the American leaders, and let's have a battle plan to confront racism. The other thing Dr. King wanted to do to lead a movement in his hometown, Atlanta, Georgia.
Uh-oh. Did you hear who he said Dr. King wanted to work with? Not those dirty, stinking Africans. No.
African leaders to meet with the American. Seriously. He said racism was an international fight.
International
And the
fight.
only way you could deal with it
Okay.
is deal with it internationally. So he wanted to get all the African leaders to meet with the American leaders, and let's have a battle plan to confront. Get all the African leaders to meet with the American leaders.
Who, Dr. King?
Deal with it internationally. So he wanted to get all the African leaders to meet with the American leaders, and let's have a battle plan to confront racism.
Oh, we African.
The other thing Dr. King wanted to do to lead a movement in his hometown, Atlanta, Georgia. He never was able to lead a movement in Atlanta, Georgia. Every time we found a reason to come to Atlanta, like we went to Birmingham, like we went to Chicago, Savannah, Selma, every time he found a reason to come to Atlanta, the black leaders would get together and write him a letter and tell him, we do not want you in our town. His father signed one or two of the letters. And that's when Dr. King, after he was murdered, I promised him in his grave, I was going to lead a movement in Atlanta. So I became the demon of the century.
There it is. There it is right there. See, we ain't bullshitting over here, man. We ain't bullshitting over here. Shout out to Chauncey. You heard, hold on. Let's go back to that. At the purest form, bro. At the purest form. Hold on. Now, matter of fact, they go right here now. It's just 2 minutes. Hold on, matter of fact, we can go right here.
Moment in my life. Before I left the orphan home, I'd been given an address.
We're going to keep it right here. All right. It's a lot on here.
That my father was supposed to live a school where he was supposed to have been working. And back in those days, the shark skin shirt and pants became very popular. And I wrote him a letter asking him for a shark skin outfit. And you know, when he read my face, he's crying. He got on the ladder and went in the loft of that house. And you know, he brought that letter out all those years. And he was trying to apologize to me that he wasn't able and he didn't mean to leave me out like that. That's the first time. I was 33 years old, first time. But we really became great friends. When he passed, he'd been sick for quite a while. And he called me. I'm still in Savannah I was doing science work. And I visited Jacksonville. They really just, calling me almost every hour. And when I went into the room and he saw it was me, he started smiling and said, hold over. And I kissed him. This is the truth. And he died. But that's my father and I did become great friends before his death, yes. I had become quite a big man in the NAACP.
But you're gonna cap it right though. Cause this is unbought and unbossed. Now, let me show y'all something right quick. Yee. Damn, hold on. Cause I want to keep it short. Now here we go.
We were discussing the Washington movement, Poor People Campaign in Washington.
Shout out
And
to the
that
Poor People Campaign.
afternoon, we were in the meeting, and someone said, Reverend Billy Cowles is outside, and he's upset. Dr. King said, oh my God, I forgot to tell you, I promised his wife, who's supposed to be a great soul food cooker, we'd have our feet on her table at 5:30. Now it's 5:45, and we sit in the meeting. Dr. King said, everybody rush, and get ready in a hurry. Let's go. So I ran down and got to my room. My key wouldn't open my door for some strange reason. The limousine that had been loaned to us, I opened my door. I could touch the limousine. And finally, I heard the driver tell Dr. King, Dr. King, I advise you get your top coat because even though I have the car on, it's still chilly. And the last words he said in this world, okay, Jonesy, I'll get my top coat. And I heard this thing say, bow. And I honestly thought someone had thrown a firecracker into the air. And I looked around to rebuke whoever was that stupid. And I heard something, bloop, fell up above my head. And I looked up and his leg was sticking through the rail. Dr. King only wore one type of sock and one type of shoe. And I knew that was him. I said, oh my God, they got it. And then I had to run about 50 feet down and back up, and I got to him. And Ralph was holding his head, and Andy was there. And a guy from Africa who had been traveling with us as a newsman from Africa. We found out later on he was working for the CIA. No, the FBI, working for the FBI. And he'd taken a lot of pictures of Dr. King. And I grabbed him in and threw that choking him. Because the bullet hit Dr. King right here. And it went round and cut his medulla oblongata. And I didn't want people to remember Dr. King with half his face shut off. So Andy ran and got a towel. And somehow or another, they took one more picture after I made him empty that camera. And it shows Dr. King down with a towel on his face. But I'm going to tell you, I was an expert gunner in World War II. When I ran up on that balcony and I looked from whence that bullet had to come, the distance of that bullet, and just could feel the wind blowing that day, I said, whomever shot that rifle was one of the best in the world. He shot one bullet. And I believe if Dr. King hadn't moved to go back and get his top coat, the bullet would have hit him between the eyes. The bullet hit him right here. But what happened, and then Ralph said, we'll go in and take him on to the hospital. Hosea, you get all the staff together. 3 of us saw it, Dr. King, after he was shot. 3 SLC executive staff members. Andy, Abernathy, and Hosea Williams. Those are the 3 that saw that body. Now listen to that. So I got in the yard, and I was about to lose my crew because I was thinking if I could take some molecules out there and make me some guns and kill me some white folks. And one man said, now be cool. You're doing the same thing you promised me you'd never do. And I started crying. And then I heard Jesse Jackson say, he told me, Jesse, take our people on to the mountaintop. That didn't bother me. I know Jesse got nowhere near him. And then Jesse said, I held his head in my hand while he died. And that didn't get to me. And then Jesse said, look at my shirt. And I looked around, sure enough, and Jesse Jackson's shirt was drenched in blood. And I realized the only way Jesse could have gotten that blood was stoop down on that floor at the Lorraine Motel and rake that blood off that floor and put that blood on him. And I went crazy. I really tried to kill Jesse. They grabbed us and all that, but that hurt me so bad. The other thing was, when Abernathy came back, says, no need of prayer, no need of cry, no need of nothing. He is going, it's over. He's going to glory. And we called the meeting, the staff meeting, and Jesse claimed to have been ill. And Abernathy told him, Jesse, go ahead to the room and relax. Jesse had to have run like hell that room into that airport because he got out of Memphis to Chicago. All us feeling, everybody was still in the motel, cut the televisions on the next morning. That was Jesse Jackson in Chicago with that same bloody shirt on, telling that same lie. I've never respected Jesse since that moment. When they shot Dr. King, a black guy come running around that corner saying, he went that way, he went that way. James Earl Ray no more killed Dr. King, and I killed him. And everybody knew it. He was a patsy set up. And the guy said, went that way, went that way. And said, who went that way? He said, that man ran out that building and dropped the rifle on the sidewalk and jumped in a white Mustang, had a red Alabama tag and took off. Well, hell, I wasn't worried. That's no car in America look like a Mustang, but a Mustang, a white with red Alabama tag. Where's he going? The police have him like that. And I asked that rifle was left on that sidewalk. That was the rifle that James Earl Ray had purchased, but that was Dr. Bullet that killed Dr. King.
Yes, sir. Hey, man. There it is. Hosea Williams. The one and only. You brought it to you. Live and in living color. No holds barred. He just gave y'all primary evidence, live and live count of what happened to Dr. King himself. He was there. He told you about Jesse. He talked about black politics in America. He gave you Atlanta politics. I gave y'all a Black Brown Table exclusive. I gave y'all a phone call that too many people has never heard from one of our popular talk radio stations in the 90s. 11/17/1991 to be exact. November 17th, 1991. And you know, man, I just want to switch it up, man. I want to show that, man, to give people a different perspective on civil rights. Because, you know, when people think about civil rights, all they think about is niggas being pussy. And I'm using that term very loosely. Because it wasn't nothing about being pussy during the civil rights movement. Okay, now, nigga, right now, get out there in them streets and march to the most racist part of your town or your city and stand up against the motherfucking white boys right now. You know what you gonna do? You gonna get on Twitter, you gonna get on Instagram, you gonna get on social media and talk that bullshit. The elders put on suits, nigga, and church shoes and went to these motherfucking towns, the most racist motherfucking towns in America. And they stood their motherfucking ground. Man, shout out to the whole civil rights movement. Shout out to Malcolm X. Shout out to Martin Luther King. Me personally, I could never do what they did. I could never fill those shoes. Martin Luther King is the reason niggas able to get on YouTube to talk crazy. For real. So when you hear these narratives about the civil rights movement and the civil rights leader, you might need to reevaluate yourself. Who got more gun than these white boys? Who got more artillery than these white boys? Who the fuck finna go out here and start a motherfucking war with these white boys? You love America so much. You so motherfucking foundational black American. Why you ain't go up there to the motherfucking January 6th and defending your motherfucking capital? That's the question I gotta ask. This your country? Why you didn't go bang on January 6th? There was the opportunity right there to show and prove. Why you don't go do this? Why you don't go do that? Man, y'all niggas could never do what Dr. King did. Y'all niggas could never fill the shoes Malcolm X did. Stay your ass on social media and talk your shit. You ain't finna go to these motherfucking towns and bang on that white boy. And then if you do get an office, just like Hosea Williams said, you gonna motherfucking sell out. Man, stop the cap. Real for real. As always, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Thank y'all for fucking with the Black Brown Table. As I always say, without the Black Brown Table, there would not be no us without y'all. We give hot takes. We opinionated. We significant. We entertain. We impactful. And we just do like the culture say, man. We just keep it 1,000. Today's Saturday, man. I hope you enjoy your Saturday, because we gonna definitely enjoy ours. If you ain't talked to nobody, you know you need to call, man. Make sure you make that phone call. Check on your people, man. Everybody need to be checked on. Like I say, I'm gonna be hosting the kickball series today, man. If you in the city, you want to fuck with me, hit me on Instagram. I see you the flyer, man. That's where I'm gonna be at. You know what I'm saying? So
The son of Ogun got to talk tonight. The son of Ogun
and football on today too, man. If you like college football, man, rep your team. Shout out to Dion. Shout out to Colorado. We gonna see if they pull it off with Oregon today. Big up everybody, man. Big up to the Black Brown Table. Big up to my crew. Big up to the other team I'm a part of. I'm a part of another podcast called Sacred Street. We already done recorded 6 episodes, but our first episode is going to release the Atlanta Ocean Festival. That will be our release date. So, man, be checking out for that, man. Shout out to my spiritual family, Ed Bay Orisha. Shout out to my kids, man. I love y'all dearly. Shout out to y'all, man. For real. I want everybody to be safe, everybody to be cool. And if you're going through something, man, trust me, hard times don't last forever, but tough people do.